As people are entering, the actors rustle the curtains and peek out periodically at the audience. They dash across the stage to find props. Someone carries a tall stack of junk food/snacks across the stage, spills, and then cleans them up. The actress playing Zelda trips over a cord and blows out the sound system. The stage manager and soundboard op rush on stage, arguing quietly, trying and failing to call the sound designer. The director meanders on stage, ordering actors around. Quiet but painful sounding noises periodically come from the speakers as the soundboard op tries to fix them. When the audience capacity is reached, the soundboard op and stage manager take their seats. The director goes over to the stage manager.
Shouldn't this all have been fixed yesterday?
I don't know. Well, these things happen. Opening night jitters. I mean, I'm new at this, but I think we might have to delay opening.
Absolutely not. There are already patrons in the house. We must open on time.
I'm not sure the sound system is going to be fixed for a 5:30 go. I'm sorry, we're trying our best.
You think we should delay our performance over some technical problem? I know we're better than that. It's opening night. We have a relatively full house, and it will be a full house by the end of this, and we can't disappoint them. We won't disappoint them. The reputation of this theater is at stake, and we're all counting on you to do the right thing. You got it?
Understood. Places call. This is your places call.
Thank you, places.
Thank you, places.
The director nods and dips backstage. The soundboard op triumphantly presses a final button, thinking they fixed what's gone wrong. There's a lot of loudspeaker badness. The director, furious, pokes their head out of the curtain. The stage manager and soundboard op resume, quietly arguing. The director, through gritted teeth, goes on stage to deliver a curtain speech.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our humble production of Wicked Winter Weathers, a mystery most foul. Welcome to everyone here in this virtual space. We're all together in spirit. The show that you are about to witness is a timeless original, one that manages a breathtaking array of emotions in only 35 to 40 minutes. From desperate tragedy to the height of comedic mirth, we have labored to produce a work that is completely unique. Some may choose to stand on the shoulders of giants, but not us. We choose to crawl on the floor like confused toddlers, blindly feeling our way into theatrical greatness. We accept nothing but the best.
We hear a thunderous crashing from backstage and some cursing.
Yes, we appreciate everyone coming out today. Your fire exits are whatever door or window is nearest you. Note, windows should only be used on first floors, second floors, and above get a little dicey. And if you like what you see, please give generously. If you don't like what you see, give generously so we may get better. Please enjoy the show. Thank you.
The soundboard op presses another button. There is a loud crack as the theater is plunged into darkness, and the director fumbles their way off stage. An upper-class estate living room, around midnight. All is still. Lady Winters cautiously enters with a flashlight. She wears a bathrobe and hair curlers. She eyes up a box of chocolates, sitting on the coffee table. She almost reaches it when a flashlight illuminates her housecoat.
Hands up.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you were a burglar.
I thought you were.
It's past midnight. What are you doing up?
What are you doing up?
Following you.
Oh dear. I'm sorry for worrying you. I was just so anxious and I wanted a snack.
Anxious about your cousin?
Who's coming in the morning?
I'll have some of those then.
They both eat the chocolates.
A week's notice, that's all she gave me to ready her room, and her meals, and her itinerary.
How long will she be staying?
She didn't say. Knowing her, it could be indefinitely.
Haven't her affairs in London kept her preoccupied?
Well, she's taken a holiday.
And now she's...
Coming in the
morning.
They both grab more chocolates and stuff their faces with them.
Oh, enough of this ridiculousness. We must keep calm and prepared when she comes. She can't faze us, darling.
She can smell fear, you know.
I have no doubt now. Come back to bed, my love. We do no good waiting up like this.
You're right. Let's go.
Both exit. Lady follows behind Sir, then re-enters and takes the rest of the chocolates before exiting. The next morning, in the living room again, Sam and Zelda sit on the couch, sipping their coffees. Sam reads the morning paper, and Zelda flips through a fashion magazine. The grandfather clock chimes at 9 a.m. Halfway through, the sound effect fizzles out. Sam regards a pastry on the coffee table.
Are you going to finish that, Zelda? The croissant.
Do what you will with it. It doesn't please me.
Doesn't please you?
Well, yes. I'm following a new Mongolian cleansing ritual. I thought I told you. The Mongols lived simple lives and only carried things with them that were worth taking on horseback. If that was not possible, they immediately expelled the offending object. I'm hoping it will help me become more in tune with my artistic impulses.
And you've determined this pastry won't cut it?
Well, I'm not sure. You see, if I were to take on this croissant and then find that it did not please me, I would be forced to immediately destroy it. It is far too early in the morning for that kind of effort.
So you don't want it?
Ah, leave it for now, Sam. I'll see where the muse leads me. Oh my, Sam, I hadn't even thought. Does this croissant please you?
It would please me more if you would stop talking about it.
But of course, we must be in tune with our needs, you know.
Zelda sips her coffee. Sir Winters enters, straightening his tie.
Morning to you, Zelda. Sam.
Good morning to you, Harry.
Good morning, sir.
Having a pleasant morning, I assume.
Quite pleasant, thank you.
Zelda, I saw the door to your studio was ajar. Are you working on anything new this morning?
Well, I wanted to rearrange things to create an optimal flow so as to inspire the muse's presence. And I thought it would be best if I did that while undergoing my Mongolian cleansing ritual.
Ah, a Mongolian cleansing ritual sounds bracing. How exactly does that work?
Well, you see.
Has Lady Winter's gone out?
Pardon?
She hasn't been down this morning. I made the coffee.
That must have been dreadfully taxing for you.
I suppose she went on a walk. She didn't say anything about it, though. Especially with Merryweather visiting today.
Strange. Her car isn't in the drive.
Then she must have needed something in town. My Winnie is always forgetting things. You know, I'm sure she'll turn up again soon, as long as I don't have to receive Mary.
Suddenly, the doorbell rings. All freeze.
Merryweather.
The doorbell rings again.
Well, go on. You have to answer it.
Sir reluctantly plods to the door and opens it. Merryweather Weathersby barges in with an armful of packages. The door hits Sir in the face. He buckles, clutching his nose.
Oh, thank goodness you finally opened the door. I nearly died of frostbite.
But it's April.
Harry, looking well, I suppose.
She eyes his bruised nose. This was clearly not scripted.
Perhaps a bit too well fed, but otherwise stout and stoic as always. I see my cousin has taken good care of you all. Oh, where's Winifred anyway?
She stepped out.
Is that so, Harry? Ooh. I'd rather hoped she'd be here to greet me. I haven't seen her in months. The least she could do is to meet me at the door.
It was rather unfortunate, yes.
Why don't you make yourself at home, Merryweather?
Splendid. Zelda, my packages?
Merryweather dumps an armful of packages on Zelda. Zelda struggles.
What on earth is in these?
Just some pieces from my travels, darling. You'd hardly believe all that London has to offer. So much more cosmopolitan than this country bumpkin life.
Zelda drops the package and it hits Sam's foot. He howls in pain. These are heavier than in rehearsals.
Careful with those, darling.
Merryweather notices Sam as if for the first time. She gets uncomfortably close to him.
And you are? I don't believe I've seen your face before.
Sam Hawkins.
Merryweather sizes Sam up and steps on his other foot in the process.
Quite a merry crew we all are, aren't we, Harry?
Are you all right?
Yes, fine. Those baubles sure are heavy.
Instead, of course, so, Merryweather, how long will you be with us?
Oh, heavens, I hadn't thought. Until London calls me back, I suppose. The fresh country air really, truly just does this girl some good. Not to mention, I am just about sick of the London crowd, so stuck up and stodgy, yes. I could use something a little more rustic.
She eyes Sam up like a piece of meat.
Sam? It is Sam, isn't it? Won't you be a doll and fetch me a cup of tea?
I suppose.
He shuffles off stage, limping on his bad feet. It's awkward as heck.
I trust Winifred has at least taken the trouble to prepare my room before disappearing.
She's hardly Yes, she made it the moment we knew you were visiting.
Splendid!
She throws her arms out, once again hitting Sir Winters in the face.
Zelda, darling, be a dear, won't you? And if you see Sam, tell him I would love a biscuit as well. It's been a terribly long journey.
Ian, are you okay? Merryweather, I think it would be best if I took Harry with me. These packages sure are heavy. I could use some help.
What are you talking about? He's fine, just fine, right? Harry, stay with me and chat for a bit.
Merryweather, I think he needs to come with me.
Grabbing Zelda's arm.
Listen, Missy, we have an audience, and I am not going off script right now.
Maeve, he's hurt. We have to stop the show.
He will be off in 2 scenes. Don't derail this or the director will not be happy. Ah, Zelda! Enough of this foolishness. Go on and take my packages to my room. I need to speak with Harry alone for a bit. Don't be a pill now.
No.
Zelda. Come now, child.
I said no.
Rosie, listen. If you take him off this stage, I...
Come with me, Harry. We'll take these to Merryweather's room together.
Sir goes towards Zelda. They exit together. Merryweather is alone on stage.
Oh, Harry! Harry, come back here. Zelda, enough of this game now. You know what? Fine. If these amateurs will not be professionals, there's no point in me being one either. You know,
She takes off pieces of her costume and throws her coat down on stage.
the lack of professionalism in this theater is just despicable. They can't even be bothered by realism for the sake of the art. Sure, there have been accidents, spills and falls, broken windows, chipped teeth, and broken bones, but a bruised nose? Honestly, I can't believe that this is what they derail the whole show over. Never have I worked with such insolent children. Oh, never have I been so utterly disrespected. Never before has the art of the theater been so disrespected. Enjoy the rest of the show, if they even can pull one together.
She storms off, pulling down a curtain and exposing part of the backstage in the process. The director leaps to their feet and follows Merryweather.
Call the understudy.
The director exits. A door slams. The stage is empty. Sir dramatically enters. He has 2 tampons up his nose, staunching the bleeding. He is very out of it and sits on the couch, gazing absently off stage.
Heavens, but what's this about now?
I haven't the foggiest. Merryweather, where have you gone? Sam?
The stage manager calls the understudy. No answer. The stage manager leaves a message.
Oh, Merryweather, have I told you about the Mongolian cleansing ritual I'm doing? Sam has decided he's too good for it, but perhaps you'd appreciate it?
The stage manager calls again without success. Zelda picks up Merryweather's coat and continues with Merryweather's line, using it to represent Merryweather.
Oh, darling, I'm not one for your modern nonsense. Now, if you had taken a wealthy husband as I had counseled you to do, then you could truly be successful.
The stage manager's third call to the understudy fails.
Oh, sir, I can't take another moment of Merryweather's malarkey. Why don't you entertain her while I regain my emotional equilibrium? Oh, that bohemian buffoon is as pompous as an inflated lead balloon. I don't know how you manage while having her around, Harry. I do so hope that Winnie will return for supper, at least. I'm sure you've planned something exquisite for my arrival. We dined on roast quail last time, as I recall.
Your team at it. I don't get paid enough for this. I knew I should have auditioned for that Godspell revival instead, or the International Non-Equity Tour of Blues Clues the Musical, and instead I'm here doing this trash!
Sets the tea down on the coffee table, takes off his scarf, and takes out his phone, and goes on Twitter. He exits through the audience.
Oh, Sam, wherever are you going?
Understudies can't show up for the one show you need them for.
The stage manager throws their headset off and runs on stage, clutching a script. They whisper something in Zelda's ear. Zelda makes a series of disbelieving reactions, but then agrees to something. The stage manager and Zelda look out into the audience. The stage manager points to someone from the audience. Zelda takes the scarf left by Sam and loops it around the audience member. The scarf should be comically and decisively long, so that Zelda has to loop it around multiple times for it to not look dumb. Pulling them up to the stage, both talk to the audience actor very briefly and show them where to start. Some fumbling follows as they get the audience member into position.
Here you are.
The stage manager darts off to call the next cue.
Ah, Sam, on time. Merryweather was becoming positively parched.
Yes, well, that does tend to happen when one talks that much.
Cheeky fellow. I should like to get to know you better during my stay.
The director enters backstage.
Now, where has Zelda gone off to? I didn't have that many packages. Best be sure the little thing isn't trying on my new dresses.
She laughs haughtily as she goes to the director, taking off Merryweather's coat in the process.
She's not coming back.
No, it's over.
No, it's not.
Zelda grabs the director and forces them into Merryweather's coat. Zelda grabs their hand and pulls them on stage.
Hope you know your lines.
What?
The stage manager waves Zelda over and hands her another script. Zelda shoves the script in the director's hands, which they quickly reference.
Let's just skip scene 3. It's not that important. On to scene 4.
There's some shuffling as Zelda instructs everyone where to go. Zelda exits. That evening, in the living room again, the grandfather clock is supposed to chime 6 p.m. When the effect is cued, there is only a fizzling noise, which cuts out completely after a second. The director looks to the board op. The board op follows the chimes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Merryweather is supposed to be painting her fingernails. Her prop is misplaced. Zelda darts to the kitchen to retrieve dinner. She can't seem to find it.
I can't remember the last time how relaxed I feel already. Only 2 hours immersed in the anonymity of country bumpkin life, and I feel like a new woman.
I would have thought your arrival would have been accompanied by trumpets and a royal guard.
Well, I couldn't have expected my dear cousin to have room for a full servant staff. Winnie embraces her simple life, although our branch is honorificabilis indeed.
More like prone to errors of florinutrihilibification.
Oh, actually, it's pronounced.
Zelda enters a box of leftover pizza.
Pilification. I've fixed dinner.
Roast quail, just as you promised. Harry, how splendid.
Ah, supper looks delectable.
Zelda, I fear you've brought out the wrong dish. I asked you to fetch the quail.
The quail wasn't done quite yet, so I thought I'd bring up some appetizers from the refrigerator. Yes.
Is that mold?
What? But no, of course not. It may be mold. I'll go fit something else.
The quail, Zelda.
I'll go check on it now.
Zelda goes backstage again.
Oh, Harry, isn't it a bit late for dear lady to still be out? It's nearly supper time.
Yes, it's unusual for her to be gone this long. With no word.
Perhaps we should call into town to see if anyone has seen her.
She could be anywhere, Harry. Myself, I am dreadfully concerned.
The board op hits the soundboard with another improbable object. The phone on stage rings. Sir picks it up.
Hello? Winter's residence. This is Sir Harold Winter speaking. What? Yes, but not since this morning. Yes, that's the plate. Are you quite sure? God, that can't be. Of course, I'll be there immediately. Yes, thank you, officer. Goodbye. Oh, Merryweather, you're right. Something terrible has happened. My otter was found completely drowned. It appears near Dover. It tumbled over the cliff. The cliffs. No, that is. She's. I can't think of it. I can't. My poor, sweet, tragic Winnie. I'm off to the station to get to the bottom of this. I won't rest until I know what's become of my love. Call the newspapers, call the hounds, bring me my coat. There's no time to wait. I must fly before it's too late.
Sir strikes a dramatic pose. The door to the kitchen swings open, knocking Sir square in the face. Zelda bursts in with armfuls of random food. All but Zelda are frozen in horror.
The quail's gone, and the prop food is gone, and it looks like Maeve took everything else that could be remotely useful. So here we go, dinner. It's fine. We have some relish, we have some opening night pizza, we have a sandwich that looks like it's been there for 2 weeks, we have some mayonnaise, some mustard, a little bit of cherry pie filling. There, dinner is served, everyone. Apologies for the delay. Harry, what were you saying? Where is Harry? Ian?
Sir's unconscious body falls from behind the door. The stage manager is about to call hold. The director gestures dramatically to the stage manager in a "oh no you don't" kind of gesture. There is a standoff. No one knows what to do. The director points to Sir. The stage manager understands. The stage manager recruits the board op, and the two come on stage and tend to Sir.
Ian? Oh, thank God. He's breathing.
The stage manager gives Zelda a nod to keep going with the show. The stage manager and the board op carries Sir off stage.
Sir, this is going to be okay.
The director brings up the new audience member and gives them a script, Sir's coat and hat, and positions them.
On we go. Scene 5.
Three days later, in the living room again. The pizza is still on the coffee table. Zelda doodles in a sketchbook. Sam, audience actor, studies a cup of coffee. Merryweather peers over Zelda's shoulder. Sir is on the phone, upset.
I just,
I called a draft? Has someone left a door open?
Wait, I'm here. Just gonna borrow this. Thanks.
Understudy runs on stage, stops confused. There are strange people on stage, looks to the stage manager and Zelda, who indicates which actor to replace. The understudy grabs the script from the audience, and Zelda ushers them quickly back to their seat.
Just gonna borrow this. Excuse me. Looks like I'm playing Sir.
Three cheers for our volunteer.
You brainless Bobby bunglers. Good day, sir. That was our pointless puerile protectorate informing that, since 3 days have passed, they're calling off the search. 3 measly mornings. They said it's likely that her body was dragged away by a rabid swordfish or some nonsense. I couldn't bear to listen further.
How would you like us to handle this, Harry? Awake, perhaps? Give my darling cousin the send-off she deserves? These things must be done in a timely manner, you know.
A send-off? A send-off? Are you really so heartless that you desire yourselves to get rid of her that swiftly? Harry dear, I don't even have the words.
She sits elegantly on the sofa.
Well, we should do something. Grief is a process not easily satisfied.
How pragmatic of you, Sam. But what can we do? We never even got the chance to say goodbye. How could our grief ever be sated in such circumstances? It would take a spiritual miracle. The way I feel now, only Letty could ease my pain. Well, Harry, do stop me if this seems overwrought or fanciful, but as an artist, I often practice getting in touch with my other side. You know, the other side. Those who loved her best could conduct a seance.
Suggest that we engage in witchcraft in Winnie's name? I will not have her memory disparaged by such heinous practices.
Oh, but it wouldn't be worth it to contact Our Lady just one last time. The spirits never remain close for long. We could find out what happened and what her last wishes were.
Merryweather senses an opportunity.
You mean what she would have wanted done with her estate in her absence?
I'd be interested to see what the legal standing of a will delivered through the spirit world would be.
Exactly. This might be our only chance to carry out her wishes, just as she would have wanted them. What do you say, Harry? Harry?
I would give anything to see her one last time.
So then, I'll get my crystals. Harry, come with me. Come assist me with the herbs. Everyone else, attire yourself in the proper manner.
She runs off stage, dragging Sir along.
What is proper attire for this thing anyway? I don't know where I might find a witch hat at this time of year.
I don't know. Probably something ghastly.
I'm just terribly afraid of looking the ghoul.
Blackout. The director guides Sam off stage. All change into their seance attire. Their seance costumes are exactly the same character pieces, but in black. Black coat, black stupidly long scarf, etc. The same day, later in the evening, Zelda sets a large frame portrait of Lady on display easel. She brings out a collection of crystals, LED candles, and a bunch of sage. She waves it around the stage a few times before returning it. All re-enter, now fully dressed for the seance. Zelda and the director position everyone. The lighting is way too dark to read by. Zelda acknowledges the lighting issue.
Powerful spirits, in this darkness, we are blind to your power. We seek your light to interpret the signs of your presence. Oh, spirits in this great dark abyss, reveal your light to us, please.
The stage manager procures some light.
Thank you, spirits. Most powerful spirits, guardians of the great beyond, we humbly approach you tonight as curious travelers. We seek the counsel of our most dearly departed Winifred, who has ascended to your realm. Hear us and be with us tonight, Winifred. Wherever you are, hear us. Well, go on.
Winifred, hear us.
Hear us.
Hear us.
One more time. We may be running into some interference.
Winifred, hear us.
Winifred, hear us.
Hear us. Hello!
An apparition! Winifred, is that you?
Great Scott! Winnie, darling, is it truly you?
It's me, Winifred, yes. Is it truly you? Where am I?
Well, you might, be a little dead. Do you remember what happened?
Dead? Oh, heavens. That's unfortunate. My memory is rather spotty, I'm afraid.
What do you mean, spotty? The car went off the cliffs of Dover.
I'm sorry, Harry. I just don't know. I was taking a drive, but I don't remember crashing. One moment I was in this world, and the other, gone. Something or someone must have interfered, as I'm normally a timid driver.
You mean you think someone killed you? Made you swim with the fishes?
Well, I don't know if I would say that. I don't know anyone who would have done such a thing.
But, Winifred, the police have no leads. If you could give us anything to go on, we could...
Ah, my sweet summer child. We must not waste our precious minutes with each other. I can feel the pull of the spirit world even as we speak. As for my last wishes concerning the estate...
Hold on a second. If there's foul play afoot, we must investigate it. My Winnie's death must be avenged, if avenging is necessary.
Exactly, Harry.
Please, Harry, don't let Zelda's bohemian passions rile you. She's far too invested in this tragic incident. It's quite suspicious. I didn't want to bring it up, but we've had our disagreements before. Perhaps there was one too many, and it pushed her over the edge.
So then you pushed her over the edge.
The scandal of it all! Zelda, how could you?
What? Of course not! I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course you do! You positively reek of guilt and patchouli. Guilt-chouli.
Oh no. Is this about Josephine? Is her memory troubling you from beyond the grave, dear lady?
Yes, of course.
Josephine? Your model?
The very one.
Oh, lady, I know you weren't expecting to find a nude model in your kitchen first thing in the morning. I can't say I blame you for chasing her out, though for years I secretly thought you caused my muse to flee and the creative block that followed. Now that you're gone, I see it was my own inability to lift the deep depression upon my soul and reclaim my artistic identity. I'm so sorry, Lady Winters. I hope you can forgive me.
Dear child, we must stop pushing your own problems onto others. Such disrespect of this family and this estate brought upon your own indecency. Did it not occur to you to provide your model a suitable housecoat? I must say, I have no idea that you harbored such hatred in your heart. I feel like Merryweather is right. Harry, you must look to my darling cousin. I know that she'll be a great comfort to you in these trying times ahead.
What?
Yes, hold Merryweather close and never let her go. She's the best woman still left on earth. Harry, you must love her as you did me. Why, Winnie? You're too kind.
Lady Winters, is this really what you want?
Yes, of course. Merryweather is my most trusted confidant. Now I fear I don't have much time left. So before I must leave you, we must settle my affairs, seeing as I never made a will.
What do you mean, my love? When I was diagnosed with my heart condition, we sat down and made our wills together with Sam. Don't you remember?
And didn't you specifically cut Merryweather out of them?
Oh, well, you know, details over here are a bit hazy. Things become less clear in the mists. In fact, I can feel myself start to fade away as we speak. Harry, everything is getting dark. Harry!
Zelda turns on a light, catching Merryweather mid-sentence. It is clear the jig is up. Merryweather continues to wave the scarf ghost around for a few seconds before giving up.
You! Were you pretending to be my sweet Winnie? Was all this a lie? Were you in on this?
Of course not. How dare you profane this sacred space by pretending to be our dear departed lady? With disrespect to the spirits! We'll never reach her now.
My tragic, maligned Winnie. Explain yourself.
Well, Zelda's preposterous little trick wasn't actually going to work, and I wanted to get your chance to say goodbye. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, Harry, I'm so sorry.
She flings herself at Sir with copious contrived weeping, shaking her off angrily.
Then what was all your talk about the estate and her will?
Lady despises you, old bat. You were just trying to take advantage of Harry in his time of need. You did anything to get your claws on Lady's fortune.
What about you, you cosmopolitan cuckoo? Bringing a nude model in the house and upsetting my dear cousin? You blame Winnie for your own autistic failings and couldn't rest until you got rid of her. Isn't that right, you flighty bitch?
How dare you? Lady has been so good to me. I'd sooner throw myself in the path of rampaging horses than betray her like that.
The passions of an artist do run high.
Stay out of this, Sam.
Look, I don't know what to believe or who to trust anymore. I want to grieve in peace.
A phone, Zelda's, rings backstage with an awful, silly ringtone. The action stops as it continues ringing, and ringing, and ringing.
What a dreadful noise! Sir wanted to grieve in peace. I can't imagine any of us doing anything to disturb it.
The director goes backstage, finds the offending device, and answers it.
Yes? What?
They come back on stage and turn to Zelda.
Why the bloody hell did you leave your phone backstage with the sound on, which I have countless times told you never to do? You call yourself an actor, and this is how you besmirch the name of the theater?
The director thrusts the phone in Zelda's direction. Zelda turns away to try to take the call in private.
Yes, this is she. What's going on? No, I can't leave now. I'm in the middle of... What? What? No, you can't be serious. I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back.
She leaves a piece of her costume on stage and exits. The stage manager leaves the booth.
Old.
Wait, we can't hold now. These people deserve to see what happens.
We've lost almost all of our cast. How are we supposed to finish the show?
You act in high school?
What? No, I'm a stage manager. I'm not an actor. I haven't acted in years. It's not even a good ending. The lady just...
Don't spoil it for them.
They knock on a wood table to give the board one last resounding smack. It miraculously works. Dramatic music plays. to the stage manager.
Look, we have two choices here. We could give up, disappoint all these people, and call it a day. Or you could take off your headset, pick up a script, and try to sail this sinking ship to harbor. I like the second option better. It's funnier than the first. At least I think so. I'm having a good time. What about you all? Come on, just this once. Let's give these people a happy ending.
The dramatic music stops. The stage manager puts their headset down and walks back on stage. The board op shifts seats, now serving as both the stage manager and the board op.
Don't you need a script?
I think I got this. Continuing on. Harry, it seems abundantly clear to me that Merryweather murdered our beloved lady. Think about it. Merryweather came to stay with us on the day Lady disappeared, with no indication of when she would leave. And now she's masqueraded herself as Vinnie, with the intention to wheedle herself into the Ville.
And of course we know that Merryweather is abundantly fond of Lady's porcelain doll collection.
Wait, do we know that?
Oh, right. It was scene 3, which we skipped. Sorry. We know that Merryweather loves porcelain dogs, of which the lady has many. Wow, you don't realize how stupid some of this stuff is until you're up here saying it.
There's something fishy going on. I can sense it. Merryweather, if you're responsible, I swear that you'll rue the day you wrongly and wickedly wrecked Winifred Winters.
Harry, now let's not jump to conclusions. You're not thinking clearly.
I am of clearer mind than ever.
You know I have your best intentions at heart. Ladies' affairs must be handled, and I was afraid that would be dreadfully taxing on your fragile constitution. I know I went about it all wrong, but I just want you to let me help. Really. I am her family too, after all. It's only right I have some say over what becomes of our family's estate.
Merryweather, now is not the time to discuss inheritances, and after that's done, you have no license to be doing so.
You think you care about her more than I did? Her own flesh and blood?
I mean, this is her husband we're talking about, so probably.
I don't think you care at all, Merryweather. Your greedy intentions are abundantly clear now that you've gotten Lady out of the way.
Young lady, how dare you?
Well, can you explain how you arrived just as Lady disappeared? What about that?
My trip has been planned for months.
Don't you mean you've been plotting it for months?
Quite a coincidence, you must admit.
I don't know what you're talking about. The implication that I would somehow act maliciously towards my own kin is utterly disturbing.
Oh, I'm sure a judge would believe that.
Oh, sure. Cool as a cucumber, aren't you? You talk like someone who's done this sort of thing before.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I can't stand this. Everyone get out. I can't take another dramatic turn.
He dramatically turns to the door and opens it. Lady Winters stands in the doorway, covered in detritus. She holds a cat in her arms. She sees no one she recognizes, except for the stage manager playing Zelda and the director in Merryweather's ridiculous costume.
I can't believe it.
Winnie, it can't be.
What's going on here?
A ghost!
He sits down, clutching his heart.
Oh, my heart!
We are visited by a fell spirit. Look, Merryweather, upon the fruits of your disrespect. O great spectre, forgive our trespasses. Take your revenge only upon those who knowingly desecrated the sacred ritual of the seance.
Merryweather looks upon the fruits of her disrespect.
Is that a cat?
She turns to Sam.
Harry, what on earth is wrong with you? I'm perfectly well and alive.
Oh, Winnie, what happened to you? How can you be dead? How am I supposed to go on without you?
Zelda turns Lady to face the person playing Sir.
Honestly, Harry, And you say I'm the dramatic one.
She goes to Sir and places her hand on his shoulder. He stares, dumbfounded, at Lady's hand, pats it absent-mindedly once or twice, pauses, and looks at Lady.
Winnie?
Yes, dear?
You mean you aren't dead? You've been missing for days. What could have possibly happened?
It's a funny story, really. I had taken a drive out to the countryside the morning Merryweather was set to arrive. I needed to clear my head, and on the side of the road I saw this sweet little ball of fluff shivering in the weeds. My heart couldn't take it, and I jumped out of the car that instant to save the poor thing. Unfortunately, I had forgotten to engage the parking brake. I didn't realize it until I heard a terrible crash down below. Anyway, this little dear made me chase her for miles. We ended up going through mud and weeds and a porcupine sanctuary. By the time I was finally able to pet her sweet head, we were in the middle of nowhere, and I had to navigate my way back. As you can see, I had to rough it for longer than I would have liked. Regardless, I'm home safe and sound, and this is Willow, my new pet.
We're so happy to have you home.
She goes to hug Lady, who avoids her.
There will be none of that, Merryweather.
We thought you had been murdered. We had a seance and everything.
Is it actually a seance if the person you're trying to contact is still alive?
Well, no, I suppose not. Lady Winters, Merryweather tried to impersonate you and to claim your riches as her inheritance.
I'm not surprised. You've always envied me. You're a vile toadstool of a woman and my least favorite cousin to boot.
How dare you? I shouldn't be taking all the blame here. Everyone else agreed to the seance. And you hold petty grudges against people who have problems with nudity in the public sphere and would probably murder someone to paint something halfway decent.
Nobody asked you, you insufferable hobgoblin.
Oh, Zelda, I have no qualms with nudity. Just look at Harry and my vacation pictures from France a few summers ago. Dear, I knew she was sneaking around with sculptors and would break your tender heart. How could I not chase her out?
Well, you know what they say about sculptors.
Oh, lady, I'm so glad you're home.
They embrace.
My dear, my heart almost couldn't take the thought of your tragic fall.
Oh, my darlings, I missed you so. Even you, Sam. As for you, you're never getting a cent of my money. But if you're interested in my porcelain dog collection, you're welcome to that. After I die, of course. I couldn't bear to part with them now. Harry, I think that's enough excitement for one day, don't you think? I must say, though, I'm ravenous. Zelda, have we any of that roast quail I left over?
The stage manager, director, and Lady help the audience actors take bows.
Well, thank you to our fabulous audience actors for joining us tonight. Please, please, please remember to give us all your money on your way out.
As they leave, the original actors who quit should be outside with picket signs, aggressively requesting donations for their strike. The director cracks open some vaguely alcoholic beverage and drinks it in celebration or in order to forget. Merryweather's original actor eats the missing roast quail.